And now your hosts of In Your City Show, Kelley and Gordon.
Welcome to In Your City Show. I'm excited to be here today. It's the month of June.
Which means?
All about men.
That's right.
I like
As
men.
it should be.
Well, only one man.
Only one man.
Only one man is in my life in June. That's it. So anyway, we're so glad that you're here with us today. We are about people, places, and things, bringing you things in your city and allowing, I guess, everyone else to shine.
That's the purpose, right?
It is the purpose of everyone else, isn't it?
Serving others.
How's your eye?
You know what? Here we go. So my eye, I've got a little redness in my eye because, once again,
anyone that's out there as a wife knows that, or a partner, or spouse, whatever it is, that first of all, I tell them to drink water all the time.
That's the cure for anything.
It's a cure for everything.
Women,
and
just
then
drink water.
he wears contacts, and I said to him, "You have to take your contacts out, or you're going to end up hurting your eyes." So Gordon never takes his contacts out, and now he has what they call an ulcer in his right eye. So I just wanted to make sure everyone else knew how I'm always right.
Just cutting down on time. You don't want to have to take. And not only that, I thought it was supposed to be about men today. It's not supposed to be bashing men, but about men.
Well, you were good at that, so
Okay.
we'll do that. So anyway, our show is brought to you by, of course, Chesterfield, St. Charles County, and Clayton City Lifestyle magazines, bringing you everything you'd want to know about your city. Great advertisers, incredible stories. We've got Kevin on the front with SAS Airlines. We've got the city soccer team.
City soccer team.
Yeah,
Talking about the great fans of St. Louis and all the great sports teams.
Yeah, with the Battlehawks as well. And then the gorgeous cover to your left there, Clayton, was Stephen, who've actually been one of our hot list guests, who painted that gorgeous photo of Molina, which made our cover, and everybody has gone crazy over it.
And what a great interview he was. And you can go back to our YouTube channel and check that interview out as well.
Yeah. If you want to be on our show, of course, if you want to be a hot list guest, go to inyourcityshow.com, and you there can send us a message and let us know if you want to be one of our hot list segments. We would love that. So Father's Day is around the corner, and hopefully your kids will remember you and maybe call you, get you a card, do something. So
you know what?
What'd you do for your dad?
Well, you know what? It was about just spending time with him. And as we look at the top Father's Day gifts, according to Retail Me Not, a day with the family is 41%. That is the top of the list. They just want to spend time with their family.
Really? I would think that would be a day that you could just have by yourself and not have to be with your kids. Like you should get Mother's Day and Father's Day, you should get a day off.
Yeah, you would think that. But you know, another one that I found surprising was
I
cash.
think they're just fibbing.
33%
Want
wanted
cash?
It's like, how much do you give your dad? You should give him probably $1 million, because that's probably how much money he spent on you throughout the year.
That you owe
or
him.
throughout your lifetime. But
I think that's weird. I don't think in my entire life I ever gave my mom or dad cash. Now, possibly they
probably
would
have appreciated
They
it.
probably would have liked that better, especially the one gift that I thought was the most amazing was the cookies that I didn't bake. And who knows where the cookies came from. And I took 2 paper plates, and then I poked holes, and then I did thread throughout them and made like a little yarn border that sealed the 2 plates together. And I couldn't wait to give it to my dad because I knew that he was going to think it was the greatest gift ever. Oh, and I did draw on the top paper plate.
Well, that's cool. Projects were cool.
Well, you know what?
back
I'll
when we were
make you
kids.
that for Father's Day since you think
You're
it's
not my
so
daughter.
cool.
You're not my daughter.
I'll call her and tell her that's what
Yeah.
you want. So go on. You got some great information.
Dinner at a restaurant was 29%. Gift cards.
Because they have to pay for it.
Yes, and gift cards were 25, which kind of goes with cash. It's like
Yeah.
gift cards, cash, clothes. Neckties are still like up on the top.
Really?
Which
I don't even
that
know
was
that
like-
men really wear ties anymore, do they? I mean, look at you. You got
Yeah.
a suit on. You don't have a. I mean, that's like the last thing you want to have to put on when you go somewhere. The first thing you say to me, we're going somewhere, is this an event where I got to wear a tie? I don't want to wear a tie.
Yeah.
So that is strange that that's still number one.
Yeah, well,
Do you want a tie?
No.
Okay.
no, I do not. So dads, we're speaking about spending time with dads.
Yeah.
One thing dads like to do is they like to reminisce about the old days. We always want to talk about the old days. And so let's take a little time, go back in time. And one thing that I really found funny is this right here.
Yeah.
This is my father raising me to the left, and that's my father with my kids.
That is exactly the way. That is exactly the way it is. Why is that?
I know. Isn't that great? So I found that funny because that's how we are. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, with my son, I was a little hard on my son. You know,
Right.
you got to do this, got to do that. And with the grandkids, I'm a lot easier. You know, it's just so.
A couple more great ones.
Yeah. Number two was one thing that my dad always smoked a pipe, and I found this old ad, and these old ads just cracked me up. Give him a longer lifetime of smoking. He can enjoy without worry.
No problem.
Don't worry, I'm just going to smoke it up.
They
now,
didn't know
I don't
that.
know what he's smoking in the pipe, so that might cause
Well,
him
if you
not
have
to worry
kids, you
or
probably
not.
need something a little extra.
And when I was a kid, my dad, giving him music was a big thing too. And we had these old stereo
Oh my
consoles
gosh,
like this.
remember
Do you
that?
remember that? Remember the old stereo consoles?
Those
Now,
were cool.
You know, I played music my whole life when I was younger
Yeah.
in bands. And I think I know why I'm deaf, because here's me and my sister listening to that stereo when we were kids.
Look how cute you
And
are.
I couldn't stop with that, so here's just me listening to the stereo. It's like,
Maybe the volume didn't work well.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. But
Right.
anyway, now
You
here,
look
what
like
is
you're
it?
in pain, actually.
I know. And what is it when you're born at 48? You ever notice kids when we were younger? We looked like we were 48 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That is so true.
Here's
it's
some things
horrible.
that here's some things that this is like kind of a remember when segment.
Okay.
Did your grandmother have a flower box?
No.
She kept flour
Oh, how
in her
messy.
drawer.
And especially it's the bottom drawer. So someone like Casey, who has a little one
Who
at
knows
home.
what's going to end up in
Oh gosh, driving trucks through it or maybe all over the floor.
there? Now, did your mom or grandmother have a Dixie cup holder?
I think my grandma might have had one in the bathroom.
My mom
You
still
did your
ha-
Listerine with it.
My mom still has those in her
She
bathrooms.
does. And her
do you
pink bathroom, by the way.
And we talked about this the other day, and ding-dongs. Ding-dongs aren't the same today as they were then. Remember the foil
That was the only
wrappers?
way to eat them.
And you put them in
Yeah.
the freezer, they were great. And one last one is, nothing's more fun than a merry-go-round.
How many times did you fly off of that and almost like break your tooth on the bars and legs would be flying off?
Remember putting the small
How did we
kids?
survive?
Well, we put the small kids in the middle and the bigger kids on
so
the
that
outside.
they could swing out.
And then the strongest kid,
Is the one that made it go.
he would be on the he would be the one pushing it to make sure everybody flew off.
So a
that
little
was-
back in time.
Yeah, back
We
in
just
time.
went a little bit
Remember
back in
when?
time. Yeah. Well, so don't get your father a pipe and don't get him a tie.
It won't make his life last longer.
I did get you something with a cord because they say never get a woman anything with a cord. But since I got Rosie the robot who vacuums our house, I got something for a cord for you.
Good.
But I actually like Rosie a lot. She does the vacuuming for me.
Yes.
And goes back to her little base.
I like Rosie too. Just push the button and go walk away.
Well, we've got something exciting coming up. So we've got a guest here right now who thinks he's coming in for a couple tickets. But in fact, he was nominated as our Hero of the Month for June. Last month was a woman, and that was amazing, meeting her and giving her gift. And now we're going to meet the Man of the Month who's been nominated. And I'm going to try not to cry, of course, when we meet him and talk to him. But we're going to get him in here. And then if you have someone in your life, maybe it's a teacher, it's a family member, it's a friend, whoever it might be, and you think they should be that unsung hero, somebody that does something without even thinking about it, who's made such a difference in your life, we would love to hear about it. Go to inyourcityshow.com, click on the Hero tab, and send your nomination of why you want this person to be selected as the hero. It is not easy reading all these stories and then our team has to pick one, so that's really difficult. But someone's
news
got
is
it.
we have more
Not
months.
everyone gets a trophy.
No, but we have more months.
We
to
do
go.
have more months. So summer month will be next. Kids and Pets is our August issue. So we'll be looking for that pet or that child or that kid that should be a hero that's nominated. So we're going to be coming up next with our Hero of the Month, and you'll get to meet him yourself. So we'll be right back. And we've got some great hot list segments that are coming up on the show today, too. So we will be back with more right here on In Your City Show. Well, here we are. We are back with something that we love to do. And we're sitting here with two people who kind of pretty much don't know. Well, one knows why they're here, but the other one really doesn't. He thinks he's getting punked. but he's not. So you are here on the In Your City show, which I think you can see that from the signs of why you're here. But why you're here is we have a special project that we do, and it's a brand new project that we're doing where we want people to nominate someone in their life that is a unsung hero, that has done something, I'm getting goosebumps as I talk about it, in their life or for someone else, and has made such a difference and an impact. You are our hero of the month for June. And so Cammie, she is one of several that sent in a letter of why she wanted to nominate you as a hero. And so if you don't mind, I'd like to read it. So Cammie says, Cammie Powers, who is here, and this is Rickey DiMera. I would like to nominate Rickey DiMera. Rickey came into my family's life 18 years ago as a home health aide. My son and I guess we're both disabled.
Yes,
my son
we
and
both
I
have hemophilia.
Okay, all right, but you right now you're doing well, but
Yes.
so you're disabled. This man, Rickey, took my son under his wing. So how old was your son at that time?
He was 2. He was almost 2.
Little bitty. So we're going 18 years back now, starting this. Took my son under his wing, became a third parent, and helped and still helps raise our son. He has stayed in the hospital with me many times over the years. One of the greatest things I think Rickey has done is one Christmas Eve, my husband and I were struggling financially. We didn't have enough to get presents for my son. I didn't want to tell anyone because I was embarrassed. Rickey found out, went to the only store that was open, and bought a bunch of stuff for my son to open on Christmas Day. Do you remember that? Without Rickey's love, compassion, and care, I don't know if I would still be here today. He not only saves my life, but has helped provide a wonderful life for our son. Rickey recently lost his mother, I'm so sorry, to cancer. It hit him very hard. It changed him in many ways. He had to fight so hard to keep going day to day, and there were some days that that Cammie wasn't sure you'd make it and yourself. Rickey fought out his grief and depression because he knew our son needed him to be strong. Rickey has been a true gift to my family. I don't know what we would do without him. Here you are today, connection 18 years ago. You're still connected. You are now back to work, have started your own company, and Rickey works with you. Mm-hmm. So you've made not only a lifelong friend, I get the goosebumps, you have made a family member. And I think that your son says he has 3 parents or 4 parents? Or 4 parents.
4 of us.
That's raising him. And you have been such an incredible impact on their lives, and sometimes you don't even realize, people don't know what they've done for someone else's life. And so she got you here today on a quick notice so that we could have you on the show, recognize you. We've got some really special gifts for you, which I forgot to bring over here, but we have 2 tickets to the Muni. You'll be able to pick out whatever show you want to do. You'll go by the box office, you'll take that paper with you and pick out the show you want to see. You also have a gift certificate to Gio's Modern Italian, which, are you familiar with Vito's in the Valley?
No, ma'am.
Well, that was their name for a long time. They ended up changing the name
There you
to
go.
the owner. So there you go.
That's
so,
cool looking.
Thank you.
So you'll be able to go to dinner there. We also have a gift certificate to the Train Shed, which is a brand new restaurant they'll be able to enjoy. Also, David Corbitt, who is going to be one of our hot list guests here today, you are going to make a time with him, come into the store, because I don't know if you see
You're going to get a pair
those.
of Wolf Shepherd
wow.
shoes, close to about a $250 value. And these are amazing shoes. You know Rob Gronkowski of the Patriots?
Yeah, Gronk.
He's a spokesman for these shoes,
Wow.
and let me tell you, they're the
He's
most.
not, I mean,
They're the
they're
most-
like our enemy, but
I know. Not anymore. He doesn't play anymore.
true. We're all
But they're the
Chiefs.
most comfortable shoes, and you can get a whatever color style.
Yeah.
you want.
Those are real. Those
So
are
you'll go in
nice.
so that, obviously we didn't
He's
know
a
what
shoe
size
guy.
or anything like that, and those shoes are so comfortable. He tries to
I
get
was
one
gonna
in
say,
every color.
I have trouble finding shoes that are comfortable. So
Well-
far, the Hey Dudes have been my go-to.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're going to be thrilled with
They
that.
feel like
And
walking
I
on
hope I
clouds.
haven't forgotten anything on there for you, but we'll make sure that the other things are sitting over there, and then we'll introduce you to David. And so, is there something that you would like to say? I know you told me a little bit about your journey, meeting him and what you've been through. Is there anything that you want to say out loud? I mean, I know we read your letter, but
I wouldn't be alive without him. My son wouldn't be here without him.
Wow. Wow.
He's anything that a patient would need being bedbound that a nurse would do, this man has done for me and my son.
We took Keegan to a book fair at a local college.
Keegan is your son, okay?
And
Hi, Keegan.
I was holding him, looking at books, and I heard a crash, and I'm like, please don't be Cammie. I turned around, and she was down there just shaking. I'm like, she's having a seizure. I've never seen that before. And it like lasted forever. It seemed like 15 minutes, and the ambulance had to come and get her, and
Terrifying.
it was. And
Yeah.
all I felt like Steel Magnolias. I was smacking her on the face, trying to wake her up, because I didn't know what to do.
But obviously you were impacted by this family as well. I know that she says you saved their life and you've been such a strong force in it, but
In a way,
you've
they've
stuck
saved my
around.
life,
So I was
too.
going to say, I
Then
think there
if-
might be a little bit of the both
if they
going on
weren't-
here.
If I didn't have Cammie and Eric and Keegan when my mom passed, I really don't know if I would be here.
Yeah.
Because she was the glue of my family, and it just dissolved everything. And it crushed me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
And
so
I
amazing how
pulled
people
the-
are put in your lives
Yeah.
at a
It
time
is,
when you need them
because
the
I
most.
pulled away from them, everyone in my life. I didn't talk to them for a month or more. And she finally just had enough and came over and said,
Yeah.
get your ass out of bed.
I did. I just pulled up and said, get out.
Well-
Nope, we're not.
And
Because
it
devastating.
saved me.
Yeah, so I think you all met for a particular reason. I know he's helped you, but it sounds like it goes both ways.
Because, I mean,
So he needs to take you to the Muni with him.
she always says our story is something special, and I never look at it like that because I was raised, my mom said, be a good person, do good things.
Yeah.
And growing up as a gay person, I've dealt nothing but hate a lot of times from
Sure.
school even to adulthood. It's just the hatred is
Feeling not
nasty.
accepted.
Yeah.
And luckily I just let it. I don't care if you don't like me or who I am. That's none of my business.
Yeah,
I just care about the people that love me.
yeah, you're so thankful to have one
And
another.
she always has my back and fights to the death for me.
Well, we were all reading it, and it brought tears to everybody.
It's
So we knew we needed to meet you, and I'm so glad that you're able
Thank you
to
both.
bring Rickey here and
Thank
be
all of
part of
you.
this. And it's not like what one of the shows. And we have a $10,000 check and a new car for you, but you do get to go out to eat and go to the Muni.
Coming from around the corner.
But I think
I would have known, I would have put the picture up.
That would have been fantastic. No, but we've got him on screen.
There you go.
But that's the thing. We have to celebrate the small, in our backyard. We
Yeah.
have to celebrate that.
Right,
That's how
absolutely.
we inspire the next generation, and that's how people are seen. And so, thank you so much.
That's why I
for
went
doing
back to
this for-
school and I got my teaching degree and started
Fantastic.
teaching.
What grade are you teaching?
High school.
Oh,
9
that's
through 12. And
great.
it's, I don't publicly tell them that I'm gay, but they're not stupid.
Look at the nails. They're great.
Right. And it's just, it
So pretty.
warms my heart when, gay students or any student knows they can come to me and I'm a safe place and, I've got their back.
Yeah.
And
But it's okay to be you.
It is.
I mean, it's not like
And in some school
you
districts,
shouldn't have
that's
to
not
go,
okay.
I'm this or I'm that. You should be able to be a person, and whatever your life is, what it's about is being a fabulous teacher.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what's important, is being able to educate the kids and inspire them
'Cause
to
I
go
love
on to do great
creativity.
things. What will you be teaching to the high school students?
English. I'm
English.
ELA.
Wow.
And I-
Smart too, and kind.
The whole package.
The whole
He is.
package.
He is.
Aw.
It's great.
Well, thank you so much, Rickey DiMera, our hero for June. We appreciate you coming in, sharing your
Thank you.
story, being honest and passionate about your life. So sorry about your mom, but she wants you to keep moving forward and keep doing all the great things that you do for other people. And look, now you're going to be teaching kids, so even better. Cammie Powers, thank you so much for taking the time to nominate and bringing Rickey here. And we really do have free tickets for you.
He does get to go to a show. He's very excited.
Yeah.
This is a good punk.
Exactly,
Yes, it
a
is.
very good punk. So thank you for being part of In Your City
Thank
show.
you.
And we look forward to talking and checking in on you and seeing how you're doing as a teacher and inspiring the world. So thank you. We will be back with our Hot List segment with David Corbitt from Bespoke Apparel. And we look forward to more hotness here today with you. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. In Your City show is back, and we have a wonderful person that we'd love for you to meet today from the city of Clayton, and that is David Corbitt. He is the owner of Bespoke Apparel, and thank you for making my husband look so amazing all the time in his gorgeous suits. I'm not kidding. Every time we go somewhere, someone wants to know where his jacket's from, where his suit's from, always, don't they?
At least five to 10 times a day, honestly. This suit, every time I wear it out, somebody, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?
What's the line? Do you have a lining inside that?
I do.
So that one's a little more, I would
Coarse.
say, calmer to the suit than some of them are really bright on the inside that he
Right,
has.
yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, I would imagine everything on you from head to toe is Bespoke Apparel.
It has to be, yes, it has to be.
I love the socks. The socks caught my eye immediately.
They're awesome.
So you are, so Bespoke Apparel is 2 generations, right, of clothier, and your daughter, which you're both Danny, run this together. And so combined over 40 years, it's a long
She's been in
time.
it 10 years with me now, and I've been doing it for,
Right, that long. You're just 25.
right. So I look in the mirror.
And I'm seeing that, the picture of the suit behind. I mean, everything that you have is exquisite in taste,
Yes.
and you don't, it's not like just going in and buying a suit. I mean, it's fitted to that person. It's made for them.
It's the difference between style and that innerness that we all have,
Okay.
and just what the stores sell in fashion. That's what people somewhere else decide
You
they
should
want
wear.
to sell you.
Yeah.
And we gobble it up. But we don't feel good about it. We never feel connected with it. So when you do something custom, no matter where you do it, take the time, get the experience to enjoy discovering who you are.
Right.
Because yes, Gordon looks awesome on the outside because he's awesome on the inside. And he works on it every day.
99% of the time.
And the big,
When he was late today, though, that's 1%
Well,
that
We won't go there.
we're
the
human,
suit
right?
made up for.
Yes.
He came in looking good. Everything was okay. But yeah, so you're not a one size fits all. You are custom.
Right. It's truly individually from the bolt of cloth to what the guy wants. And a lot of guys don't know what they want. So it's up to me to use both ears and zip the lip and just listen to what he wants to portray or what she wants to portray
Right.
and how they want to look and what image. Because the mission of my company has always been, since 1989, no matter who you're meeting with, where you're going, where you're traveling to, what event you're on, you can walk in your closet and feel perfectly attired when you walk out.
Right.
Just, you feel good.
And you
Go ahead.
walk into closets too, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Talk about that. You do go to people's homes, and I
Yes.
know one man, and I won't mention his name, but you will go and take out his whole closet and put a whole new closet in, a wardrobe for
Exactly.
him.
Yeah, we coach our clients and help them understand the benefit of having an uncluttered closet, yielding an uncluttered mind, yielding an uncluttered life.
Yeah.
So it all starts really with taking care of the closet. Don't leave things in there for 10 years, 15 years. They're not going to come back around. 1960s
Seriously?
wide ties will not be back.
I think I might have 20-year-old clothes in my closet. You just never know. I might be that size again too.
Yeah, maybe.
One leg can't even get in it, but that's okay. That's another story.
Now, you talked about image, so let's bring that up a little bit. So when we talk about image, you deal with some pretty interesting people that have some pretty big images on TV, sports, all types of different celebrities. Let's talk about them a little bit. How did you get started with that?
Being genuine, not overcharging, and referral, word of mouth, being on places, doing things. We gave money when we didn't have it to a charity event, and which yielded us meeting Deion Sanders, who you're referring to, back in 1991. And since then, it's just blossomed. And it's not just because of that person, but just the idea of listening, taking care of, and helping them realize who they are on the inside and wear it on the outside. Because Deion's famous quote is, if you look good, you feel good. You feel
True.
good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. And now he's added, because he's doing really, really well, you live good.
Yeah.
So it all begins with discovering who you are. And men in general, I've found, don't like to think about that. We just want to go in, put something on, and go.
It's true.
And I
We
find
have
that-
some friends like that we want to dress them and send them to you. In fact, we every time we see them, they should start getting the hint that Gordon keeps giving them your card. Because it's amazing. You can be a
Now my friends that got cards from me go, what do you mean they don't dress well?
But you can be, a really good-looking guy, or you could be even heavy, maybe too skinny, whatever it is. But
Right.
if you just fit your clothes properly, it's amazing the difference in the way you look, and even like you said, the way you present yourself. Because when you feel good, it comes off.
One of the smallest guys I've ever styled up is under 5 foot, and he feels under 5 foot.
Yeah.
But when we put the right clothing on him in the right fashion, in the right manner, he told me, he said, I feel like I'm 10 feet tall. This is great. Now, on the converse side, my largest client was a 95-inch chest.
Wow.
You two get together, and I'll roll the
Yeah.
tape around you, and he's still bigger than you two together.
Wow. I'm glad you said that, because I would have thought maybe you thought I was really big.
And, even doing clothes for him years ago, it was a challenge, yes, but he felt really good at the end of the process and just loved dressing up.
Yeah.
And how good does that make you feel when you see them put that suit on, that clothing for the first
For a
time?
long time, I was scared. Is it going to fit? Is it going to fall apart?
Yeah.
Are the threads going to disappear or something?
Sure.
Just irrational things, right? But I've learned after so many years just to relax into it, enjoy it, and it is the most rewarding. I love my job, if you can't tell. It's the most rewarding thing for me to watch a guy skip out of the office, out of the store, just happy as a clam.
Yeah, knowing that he's wearing your apparel.
And knowing that he's happy.
Well, we've been to your to Bespoke Apparel for a few events that you've done, and we've Coach Berube of the Blues and Coach Marmel of the Cardinals, and let's see, Blues hockey. He's my friend, but I'm completely blank on his name. He not MCs. What do you call that?
Mike
when you
Claiborne is one of them.
Mike, that's
Yes.
baseball,
Oh,
Blues.
Andy Strickland.
Yeah, Andy.
Yep,
And you
yep.
see all these guys walking in, they're all in your clothes. I mean, and we see them outside your store, and they're in your clothes. That's what they wear. And then here is a testimonial that says, they're awesome. The suits and the Corbitts. Now, unfortunately, he's not here in person, or I should say on this earth anymore, but that was Muhammad Ali. Was that one of your beginning?
That was, and let's see, 92 Super Bowl was in Atlanta, and I met him, gave his bodyguard my business card and said, tell Champ, first one's on me. About an hour later, his wife, Lonnie, called down to the room and said, oh, that's such a wonderful offer, David. Are you sure? I'm like, absolutely. And
Because
so,
we can afford it.
Yeah, turns out his tailor had died 6 months earlier, and they were looking for a new one.
Wow. Why do the rich people get everything for free? So they wear it, and then other people come to you, right?
Right.
Smart move, by the way.
It was fun.
So if someone wants to have you in their closet or come to your store, it's really a very simple process. They can just walk right in the door, of course, give you a call, David Corbitt at Bespoke Apparel, or Danny. Come in, get a fitting. I know you recently made a suit for Gordon. I mean, you
Surprised
have
me.
his size.
Kind of guy he is.
He comes in, he has this suit, he goes home, it fits him to a T. It looks absolutely amazing on him. You made his suit for our wedding, which
Yep,
is gorgeous.
yep.
Still wear it. We've been to a few galas where
Yep.
he's worn that even, and gorgeous blue. But if someone wants to come in, if they want to take a look at your website, give us a little insight that we can have everybody go home with.
Yeah, basically, if you go to bespokestl.com, you can find out more about us, set an appointment, come on in. And the big thing I like to let people know is I'm not after selling big dollar suits.
Mm-hmm.
We have them, but I've learned that everybody wants value
Sure.
and the experience. So suits can start from $500-600 for a made-to-measure outfit and look really good, up to the vicuña and gold thread at $28,000
Wow.
and everything in between. So
When I can buy a suit that's $28,000 for a birthday gift for him,
absolutely, we'll surprise him.
I won't be here anymore. That means we've won the lottery. We'll be on vacation, have you deliver the suits for
I'll
us.
be interviewing you. So how's the world? Tell us about all your trips.
Let me just write you a check, David, make another suit for us. And you also have women apparel, and you have
Yes.
more than just suits. I mean, of course, that's your business, but you also carry, I know, know Gordon's gotten jeans before, and even some
Let's talk about
undies
the
and
Wolf Shepherd
socks. And
shoes.
Wolf and Shepherds, yep.
yeah, which our hero of June is going to be
Yes,
excited to
that's
come in, and
fantastic.
it's nice to hear his story. I know he's going to have something nice to teach all those kids at school in and be comfortable. So you have more than just, I mean,
We've had to, because it used to be navy suit, charcoal suit, white shirt, red tie.
yeah.
Now it's just a whole plethora of garments, from underwear to socks to jeans to shorts.
Whatever
to
you need.
T-shirts.
Well, David, thank you so much for being with us today. David Corbitt of Bespoke Apparel, located in your city of Clayton. But of course, if you're not in Clayton, he's just a drive away from you, and he'll be happy to come to you as well and help you out in your very own closet. So tell Danny hello, and
will.
thank you for spending some time with us. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I really
making Gordon look
appreciate you, too.
fabulous.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Coming up next, we've got our next hot list segment with Mark Sutherland, and you'll be finding out maybe he's brilliant. He'll
He is
probably have maybe
brilliant.
some whiskey or some vodka with
Gets more
him.
brilliant as he ages.
He
yes.
does. We'll be back with more fun. Welcome back to In Your City Show. We've got another hot list segment here for you today, and it's Mark Sutherland. It's going to sound like he came all the way from Britain today, but
Across the pond.
across the pond
Right.
to talk with us. He is the co-owner and CEO of Stone Ledge Spirits, located in the city of Defiance. So welcome to the show, and thank you for bringing alcohol.
You know, everybody likes me when I show up. 'cause
I
show
bet
up with
they
whiskey
do.
and vodka.
Who
I
doesn't
should have
want-
started this years ago.
You should have.
What
You'd
you're
have,
missing is the
you'd have so
cigar.
many
That's
more
Right. Well,
friends,
we can
wouldn't
take care
you?
of that too.
Hey, is Stone Ledge going to come out with its own cigar?
We do eventually want to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that
we absolutely
idea.
do want to do that.
So you've got this brilliant, as Mark would say, new project that is just booming. You're
Yeah.
already coming out with another product. So why don't you go ahead, give us a little bit of background. I know that I love Stolock, did I say that correctly?
Correct.
Has a great meaning behind it. There's a lot of where your alcohol comes from, the process of it, back up, or should I say up there in the Ozarks? Where is that? Down there?
Down
Up
there
there?
in the Ozarks.
Down
We're
there?
down.
Down there in the Ozarks. The quality, everything that goes on with it, and so that we don't butcher it, we'd love you to tell the story of
Yeah,
Stolock.
no, absolutely.
Educate us.
Yes.
So I'm not from around here.
Can you tell?
Came to America back in 1989, fell in love with Missouri. Brilliant state, brilliant people, love the region.
It's the brilliant
and then
word.
over the course of the years, got to know the Ozark Highlands and the Ozark Mountains. Love going boating there, love the nature, just enjoyed it for what it is. And then more recently discovered that it's actually called the Ozark Highlands, and it's been called the Ozark Highlands since the early 1800s. And throughout that history, there has been some phenomenal distilling that has gone on because of the massive limestone shelf that stretches from mid-Missouri down through into halfway down Arkansas, that creates a limestone filtered natural mineral water that is a really good water for making spirits. Combine that with the natural Missouri white oak, which majority of barrels in the world called American oak are actually Missouri white oak. You've got those two essential elements of making aged spirits. Whiskey is what we do, that has just a phenomenal history throughout the region.
Incredible.
And so we decided a few years ago that, hey, we're gonna launch our own distillery. We're gonna take this, we're gonna go national, we're gonna go international, and we're really gonna highlight the Missouri that we see that could go head to head and could win against Tennessee and Kentucky and really become known as a center of high quality spirits. So we launched Stolock last year. It's 4-year-old Missouri Ozark Highlands whiskey. It's a bourbon mash bill, but it's not a bourbon. We'll get a little bit more creative than that. We do some toasting of the barrels as well as charring the barrels. But what you end up with is a really smooth
So
product.
toasting to me is this. What does toasting mean of the
Basically,
barrel?
you're
and-
basically cooking the barrel.
Okay.
It's like a piece of toast.
Okay.
So what that does, it seems to enhance the caramel flavor in the final product. Traditional bourbons, you char, which is high heat on the inside of the barrel. We do that as well for some of our barrels, but not all of them. So it's technically not a bourbon, even though it tastes like a bourbon to a lot of people. But it is an Ozark Highlands whiskey or an American whiskey.
So what is, for someone that's, not very knowledgeable, I just order old fashioned, What is the difference between bourbon and whiskey? I thought they were the same.
So bourbon is whiskey. Whiskey is not necessarily bourbon. So you have Scotch whiskey, you have Irish whiskey. Bourbon requires at least 51% corn. It requires a charred new barrel, and it has to be made in America. Those are the 3 requirements for a bourbon.
I did not know. Did you know that?
No, and I get educated every time I talk to him about this process. And kind of tell us, because you said something about last year, but 4 years ago. So last year it was released, but 4 years ago you started it. So is that how long the process takes?
So for our whiskey, it's at least 4 years in Missouri oak barrels. Missouri passed legislation last year that kind of codified that 200-year history of distilling and said in law what you can call an Ozark Highlands spirit. Big requirement for an aged
They
product.
don't have a law for it. That's interesting.
Same with bourbon, same with Scotch, same with champagne. It's kind of that regional. So they set up the region. Anything that's aged has to be at least 4 years, has to be in a Missouri-made barrel, and you have to start with all natural limestone filtered water.
What happens if you sell out and you're waiting, or do you keep doing new every year so that you always stay caught? I mean, what do you do?
We have new barrels going up all the time.
Okay.
So, but it is a limited commodity.
Sure.
We also just released our vodka, which is, again, high quality, very, very smooth inversion vodka, but that only takes us 2 months.
Okay,
Whereas
that's a
the
little bit
whiskey
quicker.
takes us
Because we
close
have
to
bottle
5 years.
100, don't we, or something like that we
We have
purchased?
bottle 100, yes.
Batch 1, bottle 100, yeah. So we're already on batch 3. We got batch 4 through 8 bottling
open
right
yet.
now. Yeah,
No,
Maybe
no.
a special
You
occasion.
might know somebody
This
who
is
can help
this is
provide
going to
you
be
with
worth
some.
something someday. We
will.
have 100 of how many?
Yeah, so it's going well, very well received. Lots
Yeah.
of people are loving it. They try it. They're impressed with it. We've just started releasing the vodka as well, and people are equally impressed with that. So, you know, the whiskey, it's really a celebration of 200 years of Missouri. And
I like
we're
that.
the next chapter in that 200-year history. There's a lot of other great distilleries out there as well. There's 27 distilleries in the Ozark Highlands. There's 51 statewide in Missouri. And they're all different, and they're all good, and fully encourage people to just immerse themselves in what I hope is going to be a distillery scene that competes against and wins against those other states.
Now you
Those
keep
other
saying
states.
competes and wins. Now speaking of that, you just won something, didn't you?
We did. So we, 4 months after release, we decided to enter the San Francisco World Spirits competition. It's the largest and most prestigious spirit competition in the world, and we got silver. And so that was very much
fantastic.
not expected.
Yeah.
We knew it was good, but we didn't realize it was that good. Well, I did, I guess. I'm biased, though. But yeah, we were actually thrilled to receive that third-party validation that this is some pretty phenomenal whiskey.
So when something like that happens and you win this award, does that press release go around all the people who sell? Where is your place that you want to place that? And do they get that notice that you won that makes them want to get their hands on that?
Yeah, I mean, some of them receive it. I mean, general press releases that
Or
go
you just
out.
carry it around with you?
I do carry it around. I have stickers that I walk past the stores, and if they have bottles on the shelves already, I put the stickers on. But no, a lot of this is relationship. I'm out meeting with all the stores in Missouri. We're self-distributed in Missouri, and that's deliberate. We will probably eventually go with a distributor in the state. But right now, we are building relationships. This is something to celebrate in Missouri. This is something that people are really enjoying. The good thing about whiskey, it brings people together. It's community,
Yes, it does.
it's friends.
Sometimes too close.
We won't talk about that.
You start getting closer as you with every sip.
So you have the whiskey, you have the vodka. Do we have anything else in the works for?
Well, nothing in the works. I definitely.
This is enough right now, right?
I do want to do a gin at a certain point. We will do age statements as our whiskey gets older. So, once you get to 8 years, 10 years, you can do things like that. Right now, we're getting it all across Missouri. We're about to enter Florida. We just finalized the deal for distribution of the vodka down in Florida. We're about to enter the United Kingdom. That's getting finalized for the whiskey.
Do you know someone over there?
I might know a few people. Yes.
I love that before we leave you is Stolock. I don't think I heard you say, but apparently Stolock is holy water.
It is. So Stow is 7th century Old English for holy place.
Okay.
And Loch is Gaelic for lake or water.
So it's
And
almost like I'm getting rid of my sins as I have
the
a drink.
name is actually translated holy water.
It's like it's blessing me.
If you drink
It's
enough of it,
definitely
you'll
a
scare
blessing.
Satan right out of you.
Mark Sutherland, thank you so much for visiting with us today
My
and
pleasure.
sharing your product that is just getting hugely
Recognized.
and spread amongst Missouri, and then like you said, I mean, my gosh, you're going into another country, so that's quite incredible. We thank you for sharing it and coming to us from the city of Defiance, and we'll keep watching you grow and
Becomes
be
highly
brilliant
recommended.
as you are. Thank you so
you.
much.
Thanks
Mark
so much.
Sutherland, you'll need to check it out for yourself. Where can someone go if they want to get a bottle of
So
Stolock
all over the region.
or Inversion, your vodka?
Yeah, so Total Wine, Beer Source, Wine and Cheese, Grillos, ABV, Dogwood, Friar Tuck's. They're all carrying
So you're in
at
the
least
big
the whiskey
names.
and the vodka's slowly spreading into those as well because we just released that.
And your website, is that going to be all at Stone Ledge Distillery?
StoneLedgeDistillery.com.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, you heard it from Mark Sutherland himself. Thank you for sharing your time with us. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We'll be back with another Hot List segment. RP Exotics is going to be in the studio with Parker Gelber, so we look forward to that. We are back with the In Your City show with our next Hot List guest, and that's Parker Gelber, coming to you from Clayton as the co-owner of RP Exotics. You're kind of a cool guy. Chicks dig you when you drive around in one of those exotic cars. I mean, you know, you're a young guy, and you are driving around in cars that we hope he wins the lottery so we can buy a couple of them from you. I mean, what's it like going to work every day? Because to me, you're like I mean, not as a woman, I love having a nice car, don't kid, but it's just like a toy box for a man to, you know, walk into your place and see these incredible cars, both luxury and exotic.
It's definitely the man cave. Yeah, it's when we started the business, every night if I would buy a car, because it started as consignment, and then when we first started purchasing them, we could only afford one at a time.
Sure.
And so I'd buy it, and no matter what it was a 1982 Ferrari or a Fiat, I would drive everything home, or a Lamborghini every night if I had a chance to drive it. Like I was 18, 19,
my gosh.
19 when we first started really
That's
buying
what's
cars.
incredible, yeah.
How many
And-
speeding tickets?
A lot of times pulled over. My ratio is pretty good of getting out.
Oh, so you're good
Yeah.
at that. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, sir.
Do
I
they start
just-
questioning us? Well,
late.
tell me about the
Wait,
car.
I
I'm
tell them
late.
to take a car home for the weekend.
My
I'm like,
mom
bring your kids
cooked and
by.
I'm late for
Yeah.
dinner. That was that'd be
I've
a
tried
good
all
one.
of them, and
I
the
bet.
better one that works best is usually just take a car for the weekend and come by the dealership. Here's my card.
Take care of you.
But over time, it started to get where I don't drive them nearly as much.
Afraid to do anything to
Yeah,
him.
everyone asks me what car I have. I drive a different car every night. I don't have a car, so whatever's in the dealership. And that was more at the time out of necessity because every dollar I had went into the business to be able to start
Sure.
buying cars and save capital.
afford your own.
I couldn't afford one for myself, so I would just drive. So one night I drive a 2002 minivan home that we would sell, and other nights I drive home a Ferrari.
You pull up in front of a place and he's in the Ferrari, so some girl's like, ooh, he's got money.
And the next day I wouldn't
No, it's
have
all in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
I always love those
They
gold
take you
digger
back home to
videos,
mom
yes.
and dad.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I've had all the comments, and my neighbors used to probably think I was a drug dealer because there'd be like 50 cars a week.
I'm
And
sure.
So even now though, it's still kind of fun for me, and it gives me a way to keep up with the inventory because now we have other buyers
Yeah.
working for us. So a lot of the cars that show up there, I don't even see. Like for me, they're just a VIN and miles and data.
Sure.
But I'll see them in the showroom and go, where did this come from? So usually I'll buy or drive those home.
So were you like a young kid and you played with the toy cars and you just were into cars and you know about the engines and the things that go with it? Was that something you grew up loving?
I don't
or?
know a thing about the engines. I still don't. I don't know.
That's fantastic.
People ask me, what's the piston, horse, this, that. I don't know.
But it's pretty.
They're artwork for me. And then,
Artwork,
the
that's
more utilitarian cars that we've gotten into lately over the past year or two, like those are data. And so there's a lot of data on those more, your Hondas, your Fords, your BMWs. That is software that we can kind of run through and use. And the exotic cars are more touch and feel. But no, I'm not into the mechanical side as a kid. Like my dad wasn't into cars. I think I had friends who liked cars and we'd play video games, and then I started to find a passion with it. And then in high school, I was terrible at sports. And so I had to find something to do with my
Right,
free time
'cause
because my parents were like, you got to stay busy.
I can
So
pick the girls.
Yeah, exactly. So I started looking for a job, and Exotic Motors Midwest, Danny Baker used to own it. I negotiated with him for like 6 months for a job, and I ended up working there for free in the beginning.
Did you wash the
But,
cars?
Yeah, washing cars, cleaning cars. But I loved it. Like that was my passion. passion. And then from early on, I knew I didn't want to just clean cars, so I wanted to get involved on the sales side and buying. And since I wasn't good at sports, I ended up being really good at that. So stuck with it and fell in love with it.
You have a co-owner?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Alex Long was, at the time, me and him started on the same day at Exotic Motors. So I was 15 years old, and Alex was probably 28 or 29. And he was the sales manager, I was the cleaner. But over time, I got closer to him and kind of followed his lead. So then when I left Exotic Motors to start RP Exotics my freshman year of college, I was just brokering cars, and I knew all the customers who owned the cars and all the people who had them in St. Louis. I knew about them. What I didn't know was how to maximize a deal and make money on a deal and run a true dealership and bring that to scale. And so I called Alex every day for 6 months and said, come be my business partner. You can have half the company, it's worth nothing, but I'll bring you all the cars and you figure out how to get rid of them.
And I'll keep cleaning them.
Yeah, exactly. I'll keep cleaning them. I'll bring people in. I'll smile. I'll shake hands. I'll go to the car shows. You stay, you can be in your office running it, but I need you to tell me how to run a dealership. And so he said, like, if you get 20 consignment cars, so cars we don't have to pay for that people will let us list, I'll come join you. And so for 6 months, I sat there and gathered a list, and then one guy would sell his car, so your list would go down. And when I got 20, I called him and I said, "You better come over and sign up."
Before guys
I'm gonna be down to 19 in a minute.
we did dinner the next day, and that was about February of 2019. And then in March of 19, we leased the building together that you guys have been to. Now we have a second building that's down the street.
Wow.
And we're still looking for a forever home to go purchase. But yeah, it's definitely grown quickly. It's been fun.
So you're a guy, you love the exotic car, you always, what is it, a Lamborghini or a Bugatti, or what's your favorite go-to that you dream of?
Me, Aston Martin's one of my favorites. I do like Lamborghinis, but I'm with Parker. It was always all about the art. Cars are pieces of art, especially when you get to the 50s, the 60s. If you look at the chrome and all the cool designs, it was all about the style, the way they looked.
What's the car you have hanging on the wall?
I love Bentleys too.
No, that's not hanging on the wall. It's like an old sports car or something.
Oh, that's a 1970 Camaro. That's the first. They had the split bumper on the 1970 Camaro. It's the only, after that, they had to go to the.
I wouldn't want to drive in that for nothing.
But
That would not excite me if someone pulled up the driveway in that.
My style, but
No, it's all about a 70 Camaro. But you got to remember, I was 70s guy. So,
I get it.
So that was one that I
Can't quite
just
come
always,
out of it, can
always
ya?
liked. In my neighborhood, we had the 70 Camaro, Super Sport Chevelle, 1970 Super Sport Chevelle, black with the white stripes. We had a Roadrunner, we had a Superbird, a Super B, and a Hurst Olds 442,
Yeah,
which
don't
all
want
those
any of
cars
those.
today are worth a couple $1 million.
Yes.
Well, I wish we would have kept
Big
one of
money
them,
now.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So do you like driving in? You're young, so to me, I want to feel like I'm gliding in the air. Want the luxury in that. I always kind of have. I like riding in some of the lower exotic cars. I feel like I'm rumbling, and I might look cool, but I'm all about the comfort. And see me get out of it. I want to valet park when I'm in a good one.
It's like expensive designer shoes.
Yeah.
They're super uncomfortable, but they look really good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you wear your Louis Vuittons.
Care about comfort, it's what
They
I look
give you
like.
blisters, but you look damn cool doing it.
Exactly.
So when I was younger, I would drive the really uncomfortable, always a Lambo, and they rattle and they shake and they shimmy, but I looked really cool.
Exactly.
Now I'll drive something a little more comfortable. But my favorite of all the cars we'll buy is Rolls Royces. So like today to come here, I drove a Rolls Royce Wraith. It's the 2-door, and I absolutely love those cars.
You drove that here.
Yeah,
We'll be leaving with you.
Yeah, there you go. We have another one just for you at the shop.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We actually had Parker and Alex on the cover of our June. Was it our June? Our style issue, maybe. It was one of our covers
September.
you're on.
Yeah.
And a red car. What do you remember? What car
There's a
that was?
Lamborghini Huracan, which those
Lamborghini.
are our top sellers.
You
So
came driving up in
Yeah.
that, and little Cash, so the cutest, what kind of
French
dog?
Bulldog.
French Bulldog. Cash was there with his Cash collar on, and he's on the cover too. So,
he's our office mascot.
before we close on that, you have pro consignment. What does that?
Pro-signment.
Pro-signment.
Yep.
So we were
Consignment.
consignment when we started was a necessity. We didn't have the money to go buy the cars, so we were listing them as real estate agents. And as we were building the brand for the company, we didn't like the word consignment, and most dealers shied away from it, and customers had a really negative connotation with it. So we decided, since we're the only dealership that truly focuses on it, let's just make it our own product and our own
Pro-signment.
words. So we made a pro-signment, so it had a positive look on it. And it was to really show people that is our main goal. Is we want to help you sell your car. We want to teach you how to buy and sell cars and not lose money, and sometimes even make money on them. And so that's our main goal.
And do you also help find a car? If there's someone that's looking for a certain year, a certain type of car, do you do that as well?
We do. So we have a program for that. And John Howard, one of our buyers, kind of leads that.
Okay.
So he'll help source cars for people. But there's a lot of education in the exotic car market that people have come to learn over the past few years. And these cars are a lot more attainable than most people realize.
About how many cars if someone goes into your, over there at RP Exotics, which is, what is that road there?
Warson and
I can
Olive.
see your place right there, Warson and Olive.
Yep.
If they drive into there, what can they expect to walk into right now?
So we have 130 cars for sale right now.
Wow.
About, I would say, 10 Lamborghinis, 3 Rolls Royces, 5 Bentleys. It's a mixture of everything. And then 1970 Camaros for you. And,
There we go.
So we've
It's a lot of stock to
yeah.
have in your store.
Yeah, it's packed. I mean, we've got guys whose full-time jobs is moving cars in and out all day,
Yeah.
every day. So
I love it. You'll have to stop by. RP Exotics is incredible. I've been in there, and everything from, I think, maybe a Indian or some type of cool motorcycle was parked up front that you had to all the way back, shining them up, and you even have like the rafters where you can see the cars go up. It looks like you're in like a little playroom. Fake cars, but they're not fake. They're real.
Cars and sports, Kelley. Yes.
Tonka toys.
Next we have cars and sports with Kelley.
Yeah, you don't want that. So Parker Gelber, thank you so much for sharing RP Exotics with us. You need to go in there, take a look around. It's a gorgeous place to not touch.
And bring
Can we
some
touch?
money.
touch
Bring some money.
if we take cash, checks, and wires, then you can touch
They
the
even
cars all
take
you want.
checks. Probably don't want mine. Parker Gelber, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here with RP Exotics. And there you go. There's our hot list guest right there for you. Check it out, RP Exotics. And what's your website?
RPExotics.com.
There you go. Just add a .com to the end of it. Thanks, Parker. We appreciate you being here with us today.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Thank you for joining us for another In Your City show. We've had a great time, a lot of hot list guests, and that's what our show's about. It's an experience of people, places, and things for you to meet so you can engage and enjoy everything that your city has to offer. Did you have a good time?
Yes, we talked about cars, we talked about men's wardrobes, we talked about whiskey, vodka. We also celebrated a man.
Yeah,
that needed to
hero.
be celebrated, our hero project.
Do you feel manly today?
And
Usually you're surrounded by women, so it's probably pretty nice having those men.
yeah, I feel like I had a team going on my side.
Exactly.
I noticed you didn't bring up anything bad about me while I had my team members. with
Yeah,
me.
I wanted you to
Okay.
keep your bro going there, so we're all right.
Okay.
But our show is brought to you by Chesterfield, St. Charles County, and Clayton City Lifestyle magazines. Gorgeous magazines. You can go to inyourcityshow.com. And also, if you're interested in being a hot list guest, go to inyourcityshow.com and send us a message, and maybe you'll be our next hot list guest. So with that, we want to leave you with a little message this June. And so this June, we celebrate the men who inspire us. These are the men who live their lives to the fullest. They take risk and they change the world around them.
They are the brothers, fathers, grandfathers, and best friends who have impacted our lives in countless ways. As we reflect on the men who have made a difference in our lives, we are reminded of the many ways they shaped and influenced us. From their acts of kindness and compassion to their bold and courageous actions, these men have shown us what it means to live a life of purpose and meaning.
And we have quite a few of them in our magazine, and I'm sure you know many of them in your lives that have made a difference for you. So with that, we will be back with another great show. We have always such fun time being here in the studios, and thank you so much for being with us. In Your City Show, I'm Kelley, this is Gordon, and you can go to inyourcityshow.com to find out more. Thank you.